Okay, I'm back. You won't know this, but I read The Heart Principle last night. So it's just the morning, but because of like how I schedule my posts and stuff, it'll be like a while later when it gets posted. But if you watch that, you know that I said the next read I was going to do was going to be, oh my gosh, my cat. But my next read was going to be The Great Hippopotamus Hotel. Let me show you what it looks like. Seems really cute and really fun. Um, I just need something cute after my last read. So I'm really excited and really interested. Haven't even, I mean, I kind of read the inside, but not really. So I'm just going in kind of blind, which is kind of how I do the majority of my books. I kind of just go based on like vibes. And then that's where I get into like last night where it's not what I wanted. But I have faith in this one, so updates to come. Okay, I'm on page 16. I'm actually going to go ahead and DNF this. There's just been like a few jokes that I don't really vibe with. It's not really, I don't think supposed to, like, it's not my humor. I just kind of find it a little icky. Um, Not saying that like it's bad or anything, it's just not for me. So I'm actually gonna put this one down and then I'm gonna pick up another one and I'll let y'all know what the next one I pick up is. Okay, the book I'm picking up now is the Brothers Hawthorne. I love the Inheritance games. I just haven't read this one, and so I feel pretty confident that I'm gonna like it. If you watched my book haul, you probably saw I was not sure how this one and the grandest game fit into everything. But so I'm looking at the like it inside cover. It has all the series listed. So the Brothers Hawthorne is listed under the Inheritance games, and then the grandest game is still in the Inheritance games saga, but it's in a different sub series. So I think it's probably going to be in the same world, but a little different. It says like this is the first one of this sub series, and then the one that's coming up is Glorious Rivals. So once I finish the Brothers Hawthorne, I might just go straight to the Grandest Games, or I might find a different one, just to kind of break it up a little bit. Okay. I'm 87 pages in, and I really like it so far. Um, I was right when I was saying it's like a continuation. It's the same characters, but it's just taking place after the original three. So, like, it's a completely new like story now. Like, so it's the same characters, but now we're introduced to a whole new plot. It's really interesting. It goes back and forth between Grayson and Jameson, and um we get Jameson's story a lot more than Grayson's so far, which makes sense because Jameson's story like also has Avery in it. But um I'm still liking Grayson's fine. I just obviously like feel a lot more connected to Jameson's because we get it so much more. But I'm really excited to see where this keeps going. But yeah, I was a little interested to see how she would like keep the story going, and I really like where it's headed so far. Okay, I'm on page 250. Shout out JoJo. You wanna say hi? JoJo. She said hi. I'm on page 250. It's taking me a few days to read it. I think I'm on like day 3, but I've also just been kind of busy, like working around the house and doing stuff. And I have a few different like hobbies that I'm doing right now. So I'm not too worried about it. I'm still enjoying it, despite that it's like taking me a few days. But yeah, I'm on page 250, not quite halfway. I don't think. No, I'm halfway. I am halfway. Yeah. Trying to think. We're getting a lot more of Grayson's story now. For a while, it was just Jameson's, and so I was kind of saying like I feel a lot more connected to Jameson's story, but we're getting a lot more of Grayson's now, and honestly, I'm really enjoying that plot a lot as well. I found myself at least a few times, like, wanting to get through Jameson's just to get back to Grayson's. But they're both super interesting, so I keep, like, going back and forth on which one I'm more interested on. So, um, she's saying hi again. But yeah, more updates to come. Oh my gosh, she's driving me nuts. I'm gonna get off here and probably lock her out of my room. I'm kind of annoyed. So the whole point is that Avery and Jameson, two of like the main characters, are really smart. They like doing puzzles together. That's something that they enjoy. They're both really logical. They both like are really good at these puzzles. And I'm kind of annoyed because maybe this was like strategic, but like Avery just tackled one of the other players, which disqualifies for her from the game. And it was like out of nowhere. Like, I mean, like, I just think it was kind of stupid, and it wasn't her character. And I get she was like angry because what that person was saying about Jameson, but also they're smart and they've been trying to beat these people through just like their brains, and she had the advantage. So it's like she had the advantage and she just out of nowhere disqualified herself in defense of Jamie. Like, it just didn't make sense, and it pulled me out of the story because it just seemed like not her character at all. This is like such a minor detail. I'm like really into this book, but that one choice did not feel true to the characters at all, and it like was like kind of jarring. But like I said, it doesn't change how I feel about the book at all. I still like love it. It was just that one decision. So I take back what I said. It was on purpose. There was a reason. So it just made like it did not make any sense. It was just so out of place. So like I should have called that it was for a reason, but I was just like annoyed. But it made sense. I have like 50 pages left. So I'm about to finish it. Overall, I really like it. It's kind of the same thing with the other books where like there's some really cheesy lines, but like it's not too bad. It'll just be like I don't know, just really cringy stuff. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but it really doesn't like pull me out of it too much. I'm just kind of like that's a little weird, and then I move on. Um, but also like that's kind of to be expected. It's obviously like younger writing. Um, so it's like it makes sense. But overall, I think I give it like a 4.2. That feels not like that feels right. Um, and yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4.2. I'm gonna finish the last like 50. I think it's less than 50, but 50-ish pages, and then um, give my like final thoughts. Okay, I'm done. Yeah, I stand by my point that like some of the writing is a little bit childish. Like, for example, I forget what the line was, but there was like a funny, witty line, and then it spent like two sentences after that explaining it, where it's like it should have just stood on its own, but then they had to like elaborate and explain what it meant, and you're kind of like, okay, well then that takes away from like the actual line. So stuff like that, or then like sometimes I don't know, some of the things said between, what's her name, Eve? Let me look. I think I'm not gonna find it, am I? Eve. Between Eve and Grayson are like kind of very childish. Like I don't know. I wouldn't be able to find it, but it's just stuff like that where it's a little frustrating. But I stand by my 4.2. I like you kind of know when you're reading these kind of books that that's going to be in there. So I'm not like taking away from that. But I still give it like 4 stars. I stay with my 4.2. But I'm not sure what I'm gonna read next. Um, so I'm probably gonna have to dig through my TBR and see what sounds good. But bye.